Do you take someone who has taken you from crayons to perfume? It isn't easy, but I'll try. If you want any sky, I will ride across the skies in layers that would soar 1,000 feet high to serve with love. The time has come for closing books and loneless looks must end. And as I leave, I know that I am leaving my best friend. Of friends who taught me right from wrong and weak from strong. That's a lot to learn.
What's up, world? How you feeling?
What can I give you in return?
Y'all know love me some lady star, right? It's called To Serve with Love.
If you wanted to move, I would try to make it stop, but I would rather you let me give my heart to serve.
Gotta big up everybody listening in the radio land. Got a great show for you today, trust me. Tell your friends to tell their friends to join us right here. We got more vibes, all right? This one right here is Mark Johnson. It's called Go Hard. Let's go. Special guest joining us this evening. Trust me, you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss. You don't want to miss. And you know, when I get in my English accent, it's because the thing fire. You know what I mean? Anytime you hear G Code talk like this, you know, I've got some special things planned. You know what I mean? Got to pick up the massive crew in London, you all right?
Life can be beautiful.
Yeah, bruv.
It doesn't have to be this way. No. Watch out. Anything God born, they born it too. We don't apology, no long arguments with you. Shh. Stop talk, you are refute the truth. Can you prefer living in the dark? You in a white collar job, but you hands dirty. Corruption, injustice, no mercy. God not sleep well. And every record in my keep, yeah. More time I show about, touch the street, and when me broke the corner is another white sheet. One more juvenile from down the lane, or another pretty girl gets slain. Looking at the mirror, general, ready yourself. Turn to God alone because Him are your only help. Hear Him a call you. Better make case and guano, cause life can be beautiful. Doesn't have to be this way. Hear what I say.
Hey, Aunt Corinne, how are you?
Trust God, only one who can keep you every day in sunshine and rain.
So good to see you.
Life tough, me know, me not fear. Food not enough and the money a collapse. Overtime on Saturday, Sunday, still I live from pay to pay. Me a free, you watch it, chat this and that.
Blessings, Barry, good to see you.
With the respect, right?
Yes, man.
The benefits, but at the same time, them no want you on the premises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big the pan, and if I need the money, man, come and 6.
Hey, D. Lee.
You better wise up.
How you doing?
Open your eyes up. Princess, you know, forever drop yourself so flat.
Hey, Donna.
Like some old second-hand mattress.
What's going on?
More than diamonds of pearls, realize so right now, my girl. Cause life can be beautiful. Doesn't have to be this way. Hear what I say. Trust God, the only one.
Mark Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, the song is called Life. One of my favorite joints, man. It feels so good, don't it? Got a special guest going to be joining me in a second or two or 3 or 4. You see the thing rolling down the screen, don't you? Hey, Violet. Hello.
Life can be beautiful. It doesn't have to be this way. No. Watch out. Anything God born, me born it too. Without apology, no long argument with you. Shh. Stop talk, you are refute the truth. Can you prefer living on the dark? You in a white collar job, but you hands dirty. Corruption, injustice, no mercy. God not sleep well. And every record in my keep, yeah. More time I show about, touch the street, and when he broke the corner is another way sheet. One more juvenile from down the lane, or another pretty girl gets slain. Looking at the mirror, general, ready yourself. Turn to God alone because him and you only help. Hear him a call you. Better make case and go down, cause life can be beautiful.
I want to send a nice large up.
Doesn't have to
shout out to the young superstar. Remember I said that superstar. That's what she is. Coffee for a phenomenal show, man. Just man. She got it.
Life tough, me know, me not fear. Food not enough and the money a collapse. Overtime for sadness unless still I live from pay to pay. Me a pray you a chit chat this and that. You want your friend them a flirt with the rich.
What up, Beverly? How are you?
The benefits but at the same time them no want you on the premises.
It's about that time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big the fan and if one of them money man come a 6 car.
6.
I better wise up.
6.
Open your eyes up. Princess enough to ever drop yourself so flat. Abuse your body like some old second-hand mattress. To God to more than diamonds and pearls. Your life surrender, my girl. Cause life can be beautiful. Doesn't have to be this way. Hear what I say. Trust God, the only one who are.
Hey, Karen, what's poppin'?
In sunshine and rain.
What you say? I want some Marquis Leonard in the night, huh?
La, la,
I'll work it out for you. You know, I got people.
la, 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 la.
I got folks that got folks. I'll get it for you, all right? Large up Marquis.
La, 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 la.
Dope young songstress.
La, 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 la.
If y'all don't know, you better ask somebody. God, trust me, she fire.
La, 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 la.
I want to begin a massive crew listening in Amsterdam right now. I see Sweden in the building. We give thanks for this gift of technology, man. Making the world so much smaller. Bringing us all so much closer. I feel your energy. Y'all ready for the vibe? Y'all ready for the show? Itagolo. I know y'all tired of seeing me. I'm a mug. It's all good. You can't tell me nothing. Chocolate thunder, baby. But we're adding some beauty to the mix today, all right? We got sweet up the team. Pretty up the team. Energy up the team. Noise up the team. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Let's do this.
This is Wayne Wonder saying J. Cole, legal businessman. Bang, bang, boom.
I me say this a protege, eh? Homegrown with G. Cole, what you say, eh? We make them know what reggae music we a play, eh? Hey, this is Protege, the one and only representing for G. Cole, you know. Check it. Ease out.
And we say them not got no style like we. G. Cole, them not got no style like we. None of them no wicked, no wild like we. Accurate. Kabaka Pyramid representing for the #1 selector and radio host. It's all about G Cole. Keep it locked. Accurate.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Kalia. I'm hanging out with your boy G Cole on the Homegrown Show.
Yes. Welcome one and all. It is Homegrown with G Cole coming to the Massive Crew live across the globe, man. Got to big up, of course, everybody out there in Radio Land. Those people listening in on the Homegrown with G Cole platform. Thank you. Much love, much respect, much honor. Everybody over there in Europe listening in on RoyalZionHighness.com. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Big up massive listening on Rubber Ranks Radio. Come on now. You know the thing set up already. We got to get it in for you. Got a special show today. When I say a special show. All right. So I'm going to give y'all a sec to tell your friends, to tell their friends, to tell their friends to join us right here. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. All right. Of course, nothing but love and energy and respect going out to all my frontline people, my essential people, all those people doing what they do to keep us safe. I'm talking about my nurses, my doctors, my lawyers. You see, I have to try that thing, right? Because when you go a nurse and go a doctor, everything the right thing. Let's go back. All right. All the paramedics, all the first responders, all that. Put people in the emergency rooms, pediatrics, everybody. And more than anything else, my mental health professionals. Thank you all so much for what you do. We need you more now than ever. Coming out of crazy times. The crazy times are still here. We don't take it for granted. But guess what, man? Life is just for living, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to live. And I like the fact that the music is getting back out there and people getting back into the groove of going out and seeing some live music, because without that, my energy gone. You know what I mean? And you don't want me on these streets all cross, hungry, and miserable like Bunty Killer. You know what I mean? You don't want them kind of things, man. Trust me. You want me chill. And that's what the music is for. Just had a phenomenal show. Leroy Sibbles was in town. Coffee done wrecked Miami yesterday, left a big hole in the ground. You know what I mean? And of course, this Saturday coming up, we got Rhythms of Africa. In my eyes, my ears, the dopest, the best, the grandest. Trust me, spectacular. I'm gonna make up a word real quick to sum it up. Musical production you will ever see. Mr. Willie, thank you for the years of Rhythms of Africa. I myself have been a part of it, participated, performed. Trust me, an event like no other. Big up all the musicians that have done so. And of course, you don't know, we have Gramps Morgan going to be on this one. Special guest, come through, do a thing. You know what I mean. Marcia Griffiths coming through. You know what I mean. Wayne Harmon coming through from Chalice. You know, legendary things. You know, legendary things. And a host of others. We'll splash the information in a second, but a host of others. And of course, we got some dope voices, man. We got the dope voice of Ms Kamila McDonald. All right. She gonna do her thing, you know what I mean? And when you see her, you're gonna realize there's something. I've been stalking her for years too, so I know you've been doing it. It's all good. It's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. So listen, it's time. It's time. It's time. All right. Big of the good folks over there at Jamaicans.com. Everybody watching on Jamaicans.com. It's a vibe, man. When I say you want to come out this Saturday and enjoy Rhythms of Africa in a dynamic location, you know what I mean? Open thing. So safety is paramount. We're working on that and all that stuff. And the sound is going to be out of this world. Crazy, I'm saying. And guess what? Tell nobody. But before the end of the night, I'm going to give away 2 tickets for Rhythms of Africa. All right. Keep it on the low, though. Just me, you, and the 14 million people. Don't tell nobody else, because you know how it goes. And too many people get involved. It gets mucky, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do the thing right about now, because I know y'all. I've been knowing it up on J. Cole, and I say, years now, I look by him and say different views. I know the vibes, I know. Don't feel no way. Don't feel no way. I know the things stay. I'm not vexed. You know, hold against you. Cheryl, what's going on? Well, go on. Polly, what's good? All right. So, I know say, I don't feel no way still. You don't know. I lie. I feel no way. I ain't going to lie. It bugs me a little bit. Not a lot. It bugs me a little bit. You know what I mean? But a joke me I make. Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest, as the thing says, author, creator, health and fitness ambassador. You know what I mean? You think I'm the only person ripped? You think I'm the only one sexy in this place? Nah, baby. We got more. I'm just saying. Welcome. Walk on.
A bare things you're going with over here, you know. I've been chilling in the backstage, vibing to the play. Yo, yeah, a bare things you're going with, but I love it.
Give thanks.
I love it. Greetings.
Give thanks.
So here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
The intent some years ago, because a long time I was talking, I'm telling people, it's all good.
Talk to me.
The original intent is in the studio, because I dig what you do. I dig your presence. I dig your energy. And I got a couple of folks, some of my folks, them drop in every now and then, right? They love them. Some Kamila, them love them. Some know so they're watching right about now, all right? They love what you stand for, your energy and everything.
Right.
So,
right.
you know what I mean? So how you doing?
I'm good. Taking things one day at a time. Giving thanks more than anything else, you know? I think if anything, the last 2 years taught us how to give thanks. So I think regardless of how we are, because, it's just, that's one of the questions that we ask. How are you? I am good. And it's just, but how are you really doing? giving thanks, regardless of what it is we're maneuvering through, or processing, or unpacking, or figuring out. And I also find that we have to be very careful about, or being more intentional about being in the present moment. You know, I think as humans, naturally, we spend a lot of time either ruminating about the past and what should have happened and what could have happened, or we are stressed about the future, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm good. I'm giving thanks.
I love that. I love that. I love that. First of all, like I said earlier, I'm just, I have to be honest. I am really, 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 really a hater right now as I see your background, right?
Hello. The breeze is blowing. Yeah, it's, you know, we're really blessed to grow up in a country like Jamaica, and you know, we underestimate the power of nature and just being outside and being able to inhale fresh oxygen. But yeah, you can live vicariously through me at the moment until you're ready to visit or come home, we should say.
Come on, come on.
Come on.
I'll be there soon. I'll be there soon.
Yeah, you better know that everything
man.
open up, and you know, I think just energetically, you can feel everybody's excitement about, you know, just being able to be, as you were saying earlier on the show, just being able to get back out there and live the life that we knew all along, you know, and you know, which is what is so scary. It just shows you, like, literally in a second, like life as we know it can instantly change. And I don't think, regardless of how much we go back to any kind of normalcy, I don't think it will ever be the same.
I agree.
So, you know, we just have to live good and, you know, put good things out in the universe, because that's just the law, right? When you put good things out in the universe, good things come right back at you. So, yeah.
I dig that. I dig that. And, you know, it's funny. We always say, well, I do. We need to recharge. Like you said, when I'm coming home, Jamaica's my recharge spot, right? And I think it's important for somebody to have a recharge spot. Doesn't matter where it is, right? So when say you move back to Jamaica, I always said, then if I move back to Jamaica, which part am I going to recharge?
Recharge
Yeah, when my charging station.
But now you can break it up in 14 different places. So you just go 14, you go Negril, you understand me? Same thing. You understand me? You get
not make me put my host on the market.
All right.
Don't make me put my host on the market. Please don't, because I will. I will.
No sleep for just jumping on your carrying and say, you know, say I need grill today. So
oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Make it happen. Put it on that vision board. Let's do this.
I will. Trust me. Boy, I'm a wife not gonna mind it one bit.
I'm sure, but who would?
Trust me, it's Jamaica. Ain't no better place to be. I always wonder when I see my favorite athletes, I'm like, where does that drive come from? That you are out there in the gym putting in that work? Because contrary to popular belief, you know, people say, well, certain things are destiny. My viewpoint of destiny is not where you end up, but it's the process. It's how you get there. So the whole concept of that was ordained for me, sometimes I question, because that means I have to work too hard if that's where I'm destined to be.
So yeah,
you know what I mean. But you have this vibe of Zen. Like I said, I met you briefly for a minute, and it's almost like Yoda passed through. I'm like, what the hell? As the salmon swimmeth, so does the river floweth. You know what I mean? Where'd that come from? Talk to me.
You know what? My drive, I think, is really rooted in just the journey and how good it feels, right? So I think that I was blessed to go through a certain rock bottom that changed the entire trajectory of my life. I was moving into entertainment reporting. My master's is in journalism. Big up Winford Williams, who gave me my first job ever as an entertainment reporter. And then, you know, my career in media began. And through my own health journey and really trying to sort through my own challenges, I stumbled upon my passion for health and fitness, and not just my passion for it, but my passion to be a part of others' journey. Just because I think, you know, going through something as life-changing, you know, as losing 65 pounds and all of the not just the physical, but the emotional and the mental and the spiritual changes that you have to go through for that kind of transformation. Not just because anybody can lose 65 pounds or whatever the pounds are that you are striving for, right? And that's a whole other question, because we shouldn't be even be striving for pounds.
Right.
But there is, the other side of it that, really, it was a very lonely journey, and it was a very self-debilitating journey. It was a tough journey. And so to have gone through that, and this was almost 13 years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And so I call it a blessing, because if I did not go through that myself, I would not have the ability to connect with my clients and the people that I coach on a daily basis in the way that I do, because I understand how difficult it is to change your life. So I think what motivates me is remembering. Oh, hi, Birdie.
Wow. You said Jesus. Yeah.
It's a certain time of evening, them just talk to each other,
Wow.
find home or whatever they're doing.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's just remembering, how tough those days were, and when you change your life, and when you're working out regularly and you're giving your body the fuel that it deserves to perform optimally, then you feel good. You feel different. Like your energy is different.
Right.
Your energy levels, your ability to fight off diseases, and the other day I did feel like something was coming down, and we just, you know what I mean. So it's almost like a training. It's moving towards the higher self that just requires a certain kind of discipline. And what motivates you is how good you feel, putting in that work and giving to yourself, loving yourself enough to live to your higher self, right?
Right. Wow. When it comes to doing anything, especially anything challenging, I'm always a believer that there is a threshold between discovering what you need to do and doing what you need to do. Right. And that threshold could be high, it could be wide, it could be quickly, it could be a lot. Talk to me a little bit. I know you said, you were there and then you had to make that change, or implement certain life changes along that way. Talk to me about that threshold, that little area between I need to do this and doing this.
Oh God, it's very wide. I mean, let's be real, I mean, change in of itself, as humans, our human nature resists change. So, saying you want to do something and doing it, I mean, I feel like the spectrum is like that big,
Wow.
There's always an excuse, right? There's always a reason to snooze the alarm clock. There is always something else that you could be doing. It's never the right time for finances, for logistics, for, when we try to make a lifestyle change in our head, we might really want it, right? And you know what I think it is? It's actually much smaller than we give ourselves credit for, because a lot of the times we end up telling ourselves all of these false things about, why it's going to be so hard and why it's going to, sometimes we have to stop overthinking a lifestyle transformation. It's literally very, very simple things that just require the discipline of consistency. So we fear change for many reasons, right? So, we like comfort, again, because we resist change. Our very biological makeup resists change.
Right.
So it's a very scary thing. It makes us very uncomfortable, and we prefer comfort, even if we are uncomfortable in our discomfort, and even if we are comfortable in our discomfort, if that makes sense. So, but it's still comfort at the end of the day. It's still what we know, right? So, like, for example, think about processing, a very highly stressful situation. Maybe for years and years and years, you've been wired to deal with it in a way that is not beneficial to you. It's almost self-loathing of you to process it in this way, but you just continue doing it because it's all you know. So, let's talk about what the films continue to, it's always this thing when you have a stressful day, or you break up, we eat this or whatever, you're eating a tub of ice cream, you're ordering pizza, it's this almost, turning to food to be your friend, you know,
Right.
stuffing away the feelings that you actually have to come to terms with. And there's a fear of choosing another way in another direction. And there's always another way in another direction, because the answer to your problem is not in the fridge, it's not in your cupboard. It's, you know, it's in your journal. It's in the quiet time that you have with yourself. It's in that 30-minute workout that you're, you know, kind of creating a bigger issue than it actually needs to be, right? So
Right.
back to your point in terms of threshold, I think it's our minds that we have to convince than like tangibly or physically really what that threshold is. I think that we actually have a very high capacity and a very high threshold for change. But how willing are we to tell ourselves the words and to affirm that we are ready for it, that we are deserving of it? Because the truth is, when we believe that we are deserving of the changes that we so desire, then making those changes, it doesn't come, it's not a hard thing.
Right.
You know, sometimes even that threshold to figure out how deep it is and how wide it is for you, you have to dig a little bit deeper. You know, why do you keep making these unhealthy choices for yourself, even if you know that it's, you know, is not serving you? So the threshold is as small or as wide and big as we want it to be and as we
Right.
believe it to be, because change and a completely different story, a completely different narrative, a completely different life for yourself is easy, but it's just believing that you deserve it, one, and like finding those like deep rooted reasons like why you want to make those changes, and
Right.
just doing it because you love yourself, you know, and not because you hate yourself.
Right.
There's a big, huge difference, because
Yep.
for people who be like, yo, I need to go to the gym. I ate so bad over the weekend. Easter holiday, everybody name up them bun and cheese. So everybody know you understand? So it cannot be that we are trying to work out, that we're trying to eat better, that we're trying to change our life because we don't like who we are. We
Right.
have to do them because we love ourselves enough to make those changes. And it's a very subtle but a very, very potent difference between those two.
Wow. Perspective is a heck of a thing, isn't it?
Hey.
Wow. Now, you are from and are a part of a musical family, right?
Okay.
Because I'm the bad one of my favorite artists out there. Tell us we drop some. Tell us a deep. How come I not have no rhythm with no Kamila on the rhythm?
You know what's so funny? I want to big up my sister, and if she's listening, happy birthday, Regina Beavers. Big up yourself. So Regina and we started a duo when I was maybe in my very early 20s, late teens. Our group, singing group, you know, G Cole. It was called Colors, okay, with a K. And for anybody who has been following my journey as long as that would remember couple of places we used to try our thing. But I think at that time when I was pursuing music, well, first of all, my parents were in Africa at that time. My entire family was in Africa. And so I didn't have the cushion, you know, of the recording studio being, you know, and at that time it was a very like producer dominant industry. And so, you understand, if you're not talk certain language to the producer, and if you're not, I'm not depend on them things there. So quickly I was just like, you know what, I'm good. And yeah, I took the college route and really enjoyed it. I traveled to several different places. I did a semester abroad in Chile. So I lived there for 6 months. I lived in Norway for 2 years, and traveled all about Europe and South America, and really did a whole lot. I feel like I traveled all in my 20s to like just settle and east. You understand me? Just plant my little roots.
Right.
But I enjoyed the journey and the path, and singing will always be up. I was a classical piano player. So big up to mommy and daddy for like forcing me to just kind of stay into it. I started when I was 6 years old, and I continued until, you know, way past common entrance into early college. and then kind of life got the better of me. So I think music always lives within me, you know, and so beautiful to see it kind of through my own daughter's veins, and so
Right.
being able to kind of live vicariously through her too,
Right.
and you know, kind of see, because to be honest, I can't sing, you know, but I don't think I'm a singer. Like I
Right.
don't think
Right.
I would have pursued it as a career. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I think I remember a point in my life where I realized that I wasn't excellent at this. Like I was good at it, and I'm somebody where me deal with excellence. So if
Right.
I
Right.
show up in excellence and feel like, yeah, you know, we can do this to a certain level.
Mhm.
So I think it was a mixture of various different things, just like honoring and accepting, okay, I don't have to be the greatest singer and the greatest this and the greatest that. And so I just kind of left it alone. But music is medicine, music is healing. And so there's not one day I spend without music. So even those and the training, the discipline, I'm sure manifests itself in a lot of the work that I do too. You know,
Right.
in just learning a classical instrument and being able to be proficient in it is not an easy thing, you know.
Right.
So I still give thanks for the musical training that I did over the years, and give thanks that the next generation can be the ones to to bring it forth, you know? Yeah.
I got you. I got you. I love the rearview mirror, Camilla. I just love it because it gives me an insight into why you are who you are. And I'll tell you this: that time I met you for the first time down in Miami, you know, people are great at wearing the mask and wearing the uniform, a uniform, I could call it, right? So,
Right?
and the smile just boom. And then if you ever see them outside of that without them knowing that you're seeing them, then it's
Yeah,
like they took it
would I
off.
run?
You know what I'm saying? And I was there, we spoke for briefly, and then you went off and you were doing your thing. And then I don't know what happened, but everybody scampered because, you know, it's a show, things have to do, and you were by yourself. And it almost seemed that the joy never left your face, even though everybody around you did. And I kind of got that energy as to, you know, she's in her zone. That's her zen. That's who she is. It ain't the uniform, and it's not the character or that goes on stage and whatever. Talk to me a little bit about Camilla as a little girl, right? Growing up as a little girl, how we got to this point, even prior to, you know, life changes and stuff like that. But little Camilla growing up.
You know what? Oh my gosh, I had such an amazing childhood, and being a parent now myself, I think I'm only just understanding how special it was.
Mm,
And our parents didn't allow us to watch television, for example, and so and I had enough siblings. It was like always a jam. It was always like the spot, you know.
right.
And I'm the eldest, 5 kids. And after me is my sister Kimani, who is now a naturopathic doctor. Um,
Wow.
and then is Kelisa after her. And then is Kesnandi after her. And then the Washali Kadio, um, who is actually graduating in a couple of weeks. So yeah, you know, we used outdoors, and it's interesting. So this very location that I'm sitting at is where I grew up.
Oh,
I've
wow.
never lived anywhere else in Jamaica. This is where I was raised, born, everything, and also where my mom was born and raised. So,
Wow.
you know, lots of, you know, now that I understand life a little bit better and deeper, you know, I can just even feel kind of ancestors a part of my journey, and you know,
Mhm.
that's a really beautiful thing to be able to experience and feel, right?
Yeah.
Um, but it was just always fun climbing mango tree and running up and down outside and playing pretend, and you know, all manner of things we used to go on with. And the truth is that as Rasta children growing up at that time, where it was not you know, it wasn't as cool as it is right now, right?
Right. Right.
We also, you know, dealt with a lot of discrimination as children, as Rasta children and Rasta Pitney. You know, eat certain things, you know, do certain things. You know what I
Right.
mean? You don't have the flashy things and the, this and that, and also our peers by their parents were
Mhm.
not allowed necessarily to come and have play dates, and so we really had each other, you know.
Right.
And so when I reflect on my life, I, you know, figure that's probably why my siblings and I are so close. You know, they're my bestest friends because, you know, it was kind of a lonely trod
Right.
aside from my family, you know. And so I was blessed with a family unit from a very, very early stage and age of life. And that's all I grew up knowing. And I think the downside to that is that you just think that is normal. Right? So everybody, you understand me? But I think that's been one of my greatest adult like realizations that have been really sad for me. You know, just the state of the world and just, you know, how things can stay sometimes. You know, and like while we're giving thanks, I'm an empath, and so I feel, you know, I feel a lot, and so when you look at the state of the world right now and just what's happening, and you know, it saddens me, you know, that there isn't just more love out there, to be honest. It's sad, but that's why we do the things that we're doing. That's why there is Rhythms of Africa. That's why you have your show, you know what I mean? That's why we have to continue the work that we're doing, because love is contagious, right? Taras Riley says it, right? And don't you think we're strong today too?
Yep.
Lesbians,
Large up singing.
on Earth Strong.
Yup.
Love, see they? But you know, love is contagious, and so we just have to keep spreading that message in the various avenues that we work in, and that's why the work that we're doing, the work that you're doing, G Cole, is way beyond just what you think it is. You know what I mean? You're a friend to your community. You know, you're keeping people company. You're trying to spread a positive message. You're always trying to uplift. You're trying to play the music that will vibrate in a particular and a special way. So we as light workers have to just continue carrying that torch of light so that we can, you know, hopefully be the change, you know, and not just sit down and wait for the change and cuss about the change. And you understand, you have to do works, because that's why we're here on earth, you know, and every single breathing day that we have is a blessing, and every day that we wake up, that means God have a next plan for you on this day, and you just, you know, that's what our mission here is on this, you know, physical manifestation of our experience here, you know.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I just always feel like, and based on what you just told me, I feel like saying, I get it now. You know what I mean? It's just when you see people in their adulthood, all you're seeing is years after that childhood. And then you're a mommy now. You know what I mean? When you look at the world right now, I remember when my daughter was born, damn, I'm old now. But she's 22 now. Right. I remember my daughter was born. It was like life, big woman thing. Now she's driving out in these streets and I'm waving by, but every time she drive out, I'm like,
you're like, oh my God.
Jano Star. As a mom.
Looking forward to that.
Boy, it's scary. Looking through the eyes of a mom right now, you know, you have your little girl out there. She's this bubbly personality. I see her personality, and you know, she has that personality. You know what I mean? But then the world is not always like our personalities, and the world doesn't give that love back a lot of times. And sometimes Jamaica don't give that love back a lot of times. When being a mommy right now, how has your viewpoint changed? You know, you grew up with mom, so she had her little one to protect, you know what I mean? You live the life as the child. Sometimes we want to do what we want to do. Moms know better, trying to tell us better, but we swear we know better. And then now we got some kids who swear they know more and better than us. Sometimes they do, but different show. Talk to me about being a mommy right now and the differences that life has thrown your way.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know. It's a beautiful experience to be a mommy. I think it's probably one of my favorite journeys that I've taken in this lifetime. And she's at such an interesting little age now. What I call it, twin. Lord have mercy. Jesus, it's stressful. But no, it's kind of a joy to see her push the boundaries and for her to discover herself and who she is in this world and her purpose. And you know, she's a beautiful soul. You know, she really is a passionate person, and she's a lot. She's a lot, but it's a joy to see her become herself, and
Right.
and for me to guide her on that journey. And every day is a new little thing, and she
Mhm.
teaches me so much. She teaches me so much patience, because trust
Oh.
me, every time I want to flip something after her, you understand me? Take a
Know
deep
what you
breath
mean?
and make sure you do your meditation session then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You understand me? Um,
Jano.
what I love too is that we're becoming really good friends. So, and I
Mm.
think because she's getting so tall, she's like here now,
Wow.
and so we're starting to fit in the same clothes, and she, almost the same shoes, and so it's kind of a cool little stage. I'm
Right.
developing a friendship with her, which is really important to me.
Mhm.
I'm very close friends with both my parents, and that relationship has served me very, very well.
Mm.
Because I feel like I can talk to them without being judged. I remember as a teenager, my mommy was the mother of all my friend them. Used to just, you know what I mean?
Right.
We used to talk about all the boy them and all of this, and with her advice. And I would always tell my mommy before making any big decision this from as long as I can remember. And
Right.
if I know that relationship, especially like a mommy daughter relationship, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I know that's and even of course daddy, yeah, right. They have to big up the father them
Yeah,
too,
man. Big up
Yeah,
dads.
you understand? Big up the daddies, because they play an important role,
Very much so.
But I know that my relationship with my parents certainly guided and protected me, against the many, many things out there.
Right.
So, and just the meditation that they were able to, transcend me, and you just are able to now gain your own judgment, but through their teachings and through the morals and all of the very, very important things, so that you can know your own boundaries and you can
Yeah.
know yourself, because enough
Yeah.
people trot through life and them don't even know themselves. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So, um, so yeah, it's a beautiful journey, this motherhood thing, and I'm enjoying every minute. I think it's one of the most challenging, yet one of the most rewarding journeys that I've taken in this lifetime. And
Wow.
it's really taught me a lot, and yeah, I'm excited to see it unfold and for our relationship to blossom in the way that it does. And I'm grateful to have a talented little girl who she knows what she wants. She wants to be a
Right.
singer, and
Right.
that my mind.
Big tunes on the way. Big tunes on the way.
Big tunes on the way. All I can do is, nurture it, and just kind of continue to raise her vibration and her confidence and the belief in herself. Because a lot of the time it's just a lack of belief in yourself why you don't go after the things that were destined for you. Same thing you
Yes.
were saying earlier on. That's the thing. It's like we can't passively wait for destiny to just fall. You understand me?
Hmm.
We have to put in the
Hmm.
work. We have to believe up here before it's even manifest in any other way.
Yeah. Yeah. I dig that. And I'd like for you to speak to the mothers as well. We're on that tone right now. And why I say that is this. It seems like, a lot of mothers out there, a lot of new mothers, a lot of women, because I've heard it. Whereas that, have a child now and you feel, okay, so many things that I wanted to do and I can't do and stuff like that. But it almost seems to me like you turn up the thing after motherhood. You know what I mean? All the different endeavors and everything and so forth. And I find
Everything
it
just
so,
fast. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know what I mean?
Hey.
I'm so inspired. I'm so
You know,
inspired.
it's a struggle, but it's important. It's an important struggle, because
Mhm.
I find that, you know, naturally, when you become a mother, especially a new mother, your
Mhm.
life is not yours anymore, right? It's
Mhm.
like, even, and for years after, like, 4, 5, 6, it's like, even when the people them gone to school or whatever, you still have stress. Well, I did give them the water bottle, them did get them lunch, he's still thinking, I wonder what to do, everything, you see a call from the school and your heart, so it's like it never leaves you from there. So it can so easily be, you know, you can get to a place where you lose your own identity as an individual. And I think, especially as a mother, it's important for you to show your children to hold on to your identity. You cannot get lost in just motherhood, you know, and that goes for stay-at-home moms too, right? Because just because you're a full-time job, and trust me, big up, because after COVID, Lord God, we couldn't wait for the things that open up. Jesus, no sir, it's rough. So
You gotta get out of here.
yeah, bye. So but you know, even for stay-at-home moms who their job is, you know, kind of filtering them through school and education, and you know, giving them that experience, it's still important to have your own identity, you know. So even if that just means in hobbies, it doesn't necessarily mean in profession. But you know, you can't only just live for your children, because like, you know, that light can burn out really, really quickly, because we're human, we're not robots, you know. And for anybody taking care of a child, you know, it's a full-time, it's a major thing. It's like the thing, right? It's like your whole life, your whole world. So I think just having that outlet to recharge, and go inwards to who you are. Who were you before you became a mom? You know, yes, it's a part of your identity, but taking that time for yourself, and I think that a lot of mothers end up feeling guilty about that, you know, and that's too much of a burden that you put in on yourself. It's almost like you have to schedule that in. You have to take time away, because there's no way. Then your patience does run short, and then, you know, you become a mommy that you never really intended to be. But you know, you're angry, you're resentful, you don't even know why. You just wake up vexed. You just start cuss the people in them, you don't even know where you cuss them from. You know what I mean? And that's not fair to them. Them never asked to come into this world, you know. So it's a duty that we need to nurture who we are as individuals first, and fill that cup, so that that cup for the children can always be full as well. And you know, it's not a, once we keep filling our cup, you know, it's not a thing, it flows, it's an ever-flowing thing, you know. And so, you know, we have to see this from an abundant perspective, that there is, it doesn't run out. You know, your resources of love and will only multiply when you give of yourself to yourself more. So, and it's a lesson that I had to learn, and the body teaches you very quickly. You will burn out very, very, very quickly. So if you're not at the rest, your body are gonna make you rest at some point, right?
Or some water back in that well.
You understand me?
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah,
You know, I love that. And I think that's just, those words are some words that I think a lot of mothers, especially young mothers, need to hear, because, you know, sometimes I think there's some unnecessary pressure put on, not just by, it's some of it is societal, some of it is by others, some are by the fathers, but a lot of it is by themselves. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're
So I
all
think those
guilty of
words.
it. You know, we're all guilty of it. So I think it's just something to be always conscious of, and always intentional about, right? So that you are scheduling it, you know. So like at least once a month, you know, what are you doing for yourself? You know, where there's nothing, it's nothing about the kids that day, it's all about you. And you would be surprised how much of a better partner, parent, friend, sibling, you know, child. It's like you become so much more wholesome of a person when you do take that time. And I think a lot of the times we fear to take that time because our plates are full. And you know, the truth is, mothers nowadays, we have a lot more to juggle than 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. Let's be real.
Yes.
There is a lot of expectations, one, that we put on ourselves, which is right, we should. And there's expectations that are now new expectations, again, which is right. You know, we say equality, so you know, it go all around. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think that as women, we are feeling a lot more empowered and a lot more need to be a part of the providing, you know, providing for the household, which I think is a great thing. I think it's important. I think it you know, gives us, you know, a sense of worthiness, and we're working towards something. I'm a very big fan of just partnership and giving, as much as I don't really subscribe to that taking thing, and I
Right.
think, it don't matter. It's not even about money. It's just about purpose, and it's about, just contribution,
Right.
and of course there's contribution in many, many different ways, but I just, obviously now as mothers, and especially the rates of like single parenthood, which is no joke. Big up all of the single mothers in the house.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a tough one. It's a tough one. So I gotta get the props.
Yeah, but there's just a lot more that we females are balancing nowadays, in our time. But I think it also speaks to our strength. Like we were
Yeah.
able to rise to the occasion,
Yep.
and being a queen is not just a crown upon your head, and you're a queen because you take care of yourself, and
Yeah.
you believe in love, and you help other people, and you're a queen because yeah. So to me, it just comes with a lot more responsibility, and it's just for us to step up to that plate, because
I love that.
we're a lot more stronger than we give ourselves credit for, and so yeah, there's gonna be tough days, but those tough days are to show us just how strong we are, and we really have everything we need inside of us. It's
Right.
just for us to believe it. Same thing we were talking about earlier.
Right.
It happens up here before it manifests anywhere else.
Right. Big up the mamas. Big up the mamas. Big up the mamas. Much love on that. And we talk about,
Mother's Day, right?
trust me, Mother's Day is every
Yeah,
day. Every
every
day.
day. Hello.
Trust me. We talk about all those endeavors, man, and what the mothers have to do. Talk to me a little bit about, because like I said, we can't lose yourself in what in being just a mother. I know so many people that once the child was born, and they lost the first name and just became such and such as mom. You know what I mean? So that was pretty much what should have been on the driver's license now, but that's a different convo. But talk to me a little bit about conversations with Canopy.
With Canopy, okay, yes. So, oh gosh, that has been such a beautiful journey. So, Canopy Insurance, big up Canopy Jamaica at Canopy Jamaica. So, they're a health insurance company. I think they primarily do group health insurance in Jamaica. Brand new, I think only 2 years old, if I'm not um, incorrect, or not more than 3 years old at least. And they have a mission to not only provide hassle-free insurance to Jamaicans, which insurance can be a whole process, and it can be a drag, let's be real. But
Yeah.
they really are cutting edge and go above and beyond to provide coverage and health insurance that just doesn't feel like this big hassle. But in addition to that, what is really awesome to see a Jamaican company being so forward thinking. So they've partnered with me in an effort to provide preventative health to their employees. They're currently 43, if I'm not correct, or 44,000 Canopy members currently, through the different members that have signed up through their corporate program. And every single one of their members have access to the WellFit Club, which is my online wellness and fitness club, which we power up around our 7 pillars of health every single day. It's a beautiful community.
Wow.
We work out together. We learn how to eat right together. We encourage each other through our private WhatsApp group. That's where we kind of live currently. And we have 4 live classes every single day. Every class is only 30 minutes. So you can't give no excuse. You must have 30 minutes to just turn on your laptop and just move on your couch a little bit and just, you understand me? So it really is, it's, you don't have to put on no fancy clothes. You don't have to sit down in traffic. You don't have to drive to the gym. You don't have to plan necessarily. If you can't make the live classes, then all the classes are recorded, so you can do them on your own. And we have nutrition classes. We have various different guest speakers that come in during the weeks. We have yoga, Pilates. We have high intense interval training, body weight training. In fact, 2 or 3 of the trainers are based in South Florida. Most of our trainers are Jamaican, but we do have some trainers and yoga instructors. We have from Haiti as well. So right now we have Jamaica, Trinidad, and Haiti. It's a beautiful community, and so through Canopy, all Canopy members have free access to this platform.
Wow.
You know, as them say, prevention better than cure. You know?
Yep.
And we underestimate, you know, we spoke about earlier, you know, what drives me, what motivates me to keep going. And, you know, one of the things is, you know, just being able to, you know, chronic non-communicable diseases, especially within the Caribbean community, is really at an all-time high. You know, we're dealing with a, you know, epidemic and you know, world crisis where COVID is concerned, but we had a health epidemic long before that, and that's, you know, diseases like heart disease, all types of cancer. You know, you have stroke, you have type 2 diabetes, and these are all lifestyle diseases. These are all really bounded and rooted in the way that we live our lives. So what drives me is that the decisions that I am making every day are deciding whether or not I'm going to be sick or healthy. They're deciding whether or not I'm going to live in joy or misery. They are, you know, the deciding factor of, you know, what my energy levels are like, and what my memory, what my skin is like, what my whole vibration is like, my mood. You know, that's everything. Boils down to what we're eating, how much are we sleeping, how are we managing our stress, you know, how often are we moving every week, right? And so Canopy really invested in and saw my vision of the WellFit Club, came on board, and we collaborate various different capacities. And one of them is that all of their members get free access to this club. Wow. So big up to Canopy Insurance, big up to Sean Scott for seeing the vision and believing in the vision. People are changing their lives every single day because of it. And I also want to big up all WellFit members. Hopefully you guys are listening. I don't know. I just kind of put it in my story, but I don't know who. Right? Right. My WellFit family, they're literally my family. So, you know, it's just these beautiful, mostly women. I don't know what to demand them. I don't know what to demand them.
Jano.
I have one man on the club.
Jano. You see,
join.
but here, no, you got to say that right about now. All of the man them with ill intent, you know, tomorrow morning sign up for the class. You know?
All right, well, yeah, look for them. And that's why, you know, more time, like, we love them, but we have to big up the woman them who, you know, wake up every day to just try and become a bigger and a better person, you know, a better version of themselves. It's not easy to show up for yourself, especially amidst life and its various different responsibilities. But you know, just from my experience of coaching people through lifestyle change, for some reason, it's always predominantly women. You know? And true. So let's do this. G Cole, you have to start a whole
you know what?
campaign, you know.
We're gonna do a thing. We're gonna get the fellas out there, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get
my talk about it, right?
We're gonna talk about it. I gotta get my superhero on too, so I need to get my friend, you know what I mean? Give me a little info on Kamila's Kitchen.
Okay, so that's my recent little baby. Wow. Oh gosh, it's been my goodness. Nobody could warn me. Sometimes I'm like, woo! But it's been so amazing. This journey has been maybe 3 years in the making. And Kamila's Kitchen is a plant-based restaurant. It's based right up here in Skyline levels. And we are 100% plant-based. So we have delicious food. Even, you know, customers who are not vegetarian or even vegan and have no intention to be, still enjoy it. And thankfully, I am now backing up what my daddy would say, Rasta did I tell them long time ago, right?
Yep.
And the Ita Liberty and all of these things. And the beautiful thing is that it's a co-creation between my parents and I. So, you know, them call it the original ITAL versus the new age vegan. You understand me? So we have burgers, we have wraps, we have tacos, we have sushi, we have ITAL stew, we have yatis that are gluten-free. We have, of course, smoothies and juices. We have salads. We have cheesecake. We have brownies. We have cookies. 100% plant-based, as I said, dairy-free, zero, like 100% refined sugar-free, preservative-free. We make all of our cheeses, we make all of our sauces, we make even our ketchup, we make our barbecue sauce. It's been such an incredible journey, and it's also been one of the most challenging, but also the most rewarding, to be able to have a customer call and say, boy, I'm, type 2 diabetic, or I'm pre-diabetic, and, here are my goals. What do you think I should eat? What could I have for lunch today? Or I have high blood pressure. What would you recommend? And so it's been able to not just coach somebody through their journey, but also offer, because it's not always easy to do the thing that you should be doing, right? And we all need a little convenience. I am one that promotes self-sustainability to the highest. So we all need to know how to take care of ourselves, right? So, but which the highest self-sustaining person still is going to be on the road on a day that they don't want to eat fast food, or they want, they want something that is still affordable and still efficient and can get to them at a reasonable time while life is a little bit busy. And so Kamila's Kitchen, it's perched on the top. G-Code, you ever come on Skyline?
Never.
So, okay, it is a rule. You cannot come to Jamaica the next time you come and don't visit me up here. All right?
Skyline.
So
I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to let you sample a couple of things. But it's beautiful. It overlooks Kingston City. And the sunsets up here are just divine. And my dad runs the bar, the Skyline Sunset Bar. And reggae music always a play. And the breeze, as you can hear, is always flowing. There's good vibrations up here, right? And where there's good vibrations, there's good food, there's good energy. So yeah, I'm calling all ones and ones, especially if you're in Kingston, Jamaica. And if you're not there, then tell a friend to tell a friend, as you said.
Skyline Levels, I dig it.
Skyline Levels. Yeah.
First time I heard of it was Skyline Levels Volume 1, Kes Namdi, bad album. You know what I mean?
You understand me? In fact, I have a request for you playing Skyline Levels. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Cool, no, man. Cool. I got it all. What I do, though, in a case like that, I play it at the end because them tune will get me kicked off of Facebook. I tried it before.
Oh,
So,
okay, right. I hear you.
But I love that album.
Protocol,
Gotta do what we gotta do. At the end of it, they could cut me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
We're done chat already and everything.
Exactly. People hear what they gotta hear. I'll say this, because I pay attention to. I've been checking out the books too. I know you got the Wake Up and Live books. But what I'll say is this: just listening to you on social media, on the platforms, and in your books too. You focus on that, getting your physical self together, but equally, I see you focus on getting your spiritual self, your mental self, you know what I mean? Your mental wellness and stuff like that. Talk to me a little bit about that importance, because a lot of times, we have a lot of Thors walking around, man, and being on them D's up like so, but there's a lot of stuff going on inside, or a lot of beautiful women walking around, but inside it's a hot mess. Talk to me a little bit about that spiritual and mental development and why it's so important to you.
So it's everything, When you're spiritually sound, then you know who you are and you know whose you are. And from whose you are, things can't even stress you because you know that there's a divine plan at work. There's a higher guidance that when you're spiritually sound and you tune into that, then life just happens. Abundance is there for you because that was your birthright. Struggle is not your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. And when you understand where you come from and who you are, then for one, outside circumstances, like, well, it might get you down because we're all human, right? We all bleed and we all hurt because that's a part of our human existence, but it doesn't define you and it doesn't become your reality. You're able to be a lot more resilient and bounce back from the inevitable challenges of life. And you just always feel a joy within yourself, regardless of what is happening around you. And that's so important. Imagine if you waited for external circumstances to be all right within yourself. You will never be all right if you're
Never.
always looking for outside and external validation. If you always, just kind of wrapped up in somebody else's perception of you instead of understanding who you are for yourself. If you don't understand who you are, then like how you live, what how will
Yeah.
you your purpose, and I think knowing your purpose is also a very big part of spirituality, and those are the things that drive you. So when you get discouraged, because we all get discouraged, when you get down, we all get down. You know what I
Right.
mean? When you're
Right.
feeling like, everything is just coming down on top of you and you just have to like climb through the rubble, you still feel upful enough to raise your vibration to attract the things that you're desiring, right? So it's a very important thing, and I think just in the way that we live our lives now, it's so busy. The notifications, the bag of email, them where you have to answer to. Look how long G Cola messaged me about this interview. Oh no, just today I was like, oh, sorry. Because
Chano. Well, let me tell you.
I mean, I laugh because I know it's true, right?
It's-
This morning I
listen,
was like, I'm
You're busy.
sorry.
You're busy.
So, it's
You're
like,
busy.
if you are not spiritually grounded amidst all of that, and the news where I broke way, and the things where happening in the world, and which friend not like you, and who want to this and chat you, and who wants, it's like, you understand me? Then
Yeah.
you will always literally be wrapped up in that energy. And so I find that with stillness, all the answers come, and we're not taking enough time to just be still, right? Some people fear being still because
Right.
they are afraid of the thoughts that they're having, and they're afraid of who they are, right? And some people are afraid of who they are because they know that they're great. And in order to be great comes with great sacrifices, right? So you
Yep.
almost are like, oh, shoot,
Yep.
I can't be that person because like that's gonna mean like a whole thing. So
Yeah.
I think being spiritually grounded is spending enough time with yourself to know yourself, and to know and understand and to have faith in the higher power at work, and to just believe that if something happens to you, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. So whether it's an opportunity or it for growth, right? So something that and it's all perspective too, G Cole,
Oh yeah.
right? So like the worst thing could be happening to you, but what's your perception of it? I mean,
Right.
what can you learn from this? How can this, teach you something so that you don't have to keep learning the same lesson over and over and over? Because that's what the universe does to us,
Yeah.
right? If you don't learn the lesson, it's going to manifest in a different person, a different experience, a different, and so we have to give thanks for the highs and the lows. The lows teach us to appreciate the highs, and I would say that gratitude is a very, very big part of spiritual groundedness, right? Because the more grateful for what we already have is the less that we need, and the less that we need is the less anxiety, less, when you just happy and you just give thanks for what you have right now as life is, no matter how hard it is, no matter what challenging feels insurmountable. When you are good within yourself, it doesn't matter what is going on around you. Like
Right.
you're just good, right? So
Yeah.
that spirituality is a very, very, very part. You could have go gym, liquor more 7 days a week, 3 hours a day. You could have eat all the salad them and drink all of the green juice them and eat all the kale and the broccoli and all of the things. Take all the Irish moss, everything. But you see, if here and here is not 100, what Lauren Hill say, how are you going to win if you
Yep.
ain't right within? How
I
are you
love
going
that.
to win if you ain't right within? You ain't going to
Gospel.
win.
Gospel.
You know what I mean?
Gospel.
We're here to win. There's no other way,
That's
right?
what we're here
And
for.
like a life we have, so we have to win, right? And
I
it's
love
our
it.
right to win,
I dig that. I dig that. And I know times. I know you got some stuff going on, some stuff you got to go get to. But I'll say this: the Massive are in for a treat. Just your energy, your presence. You're going to be narrating at Rhythms of Africa
Yes.
on Saturday. I am looking forward to
Big
seeing
up
you. I know the Massives
Willie,
are.
big up June,
Oh,
big up Oliver Mayer, big up the whole posse, big up G Cole. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. It will be my first Rhythms of Africa. So, as I'm going through the script and just even learning just already. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be in your city tomorrow afternoon.
Cool. No.
So I'm looking forward to it. And I'll be there for a couple of days to just take in the vibes.
Cool. No. Well, before I say thank you so much for joining me, I'm going to squeeze off 13 seconds on my favorite song off of the album. Mature.
Yeah.
To all the mothers, to all the daughters, to all the sisters, you know you are.
Hey, let me tell you something. Facebook up on me all the time. Say,
Yeah.
But trust me, big album, I love that album. I love that record. Camila, thank you so much for rocking out with us. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, meeting you again this weekend. And like I said, when you're here for more time, because there's so much we can get into, you gotta come to the studio. We're gonna get it.
And Sam, I'm having a Well Fit link up on the 22nd of May. I haven't even put it out yet, so you heard first. So we should do another sit-in. I would love for you to come through. It's going to be an amazing event. We'll have all of the Well Fit trainers that are based in Miami. I'll of course be there, and it's going to be a motivational, inspirational, powerful event. So more deets to come. But you heard it first. I actually don't even not telling nobody else. So hello.
Thank you. And of course, consider me good. Just give me the information. Miramar, not too far. Give me the info, all the details. I'll talk to whomever. We'll make it. We'll make it happen.
Thanks for the support always, Chico.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing everybody this weekend. Come on, buy the ticket. Or tell them where to get the tickets then.
Ticketmaster.com. Just get your tickets. And again, before I get off of here, I'm going to give away two, but go to Ticketmaster.com. Bring the whole family. The thing I love about events like these, Camila, is here's the deal. You could bring your mom. You could roll. You could bring your daughter. Because whenever I go, it's generations. It's grandma. It's my mom. My dad, my mother-in-law, my wife, my daughter, everybody. A wholesome thing.
Ooh, I'm looking for. I can't wait. I'm like, yeah. Kaylani is very frustrated. She's like, "What do you mean you're going?" And mama's night out. So
Mama got to get out of here. Mama got to get out of here.
Sometime, Can't just have to pick them hitch on to you all the time.
Free up the thing. Free up.
Hello.
But keep doing the do, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring. Again, like I said, there are a couple folks on right about now that love you and love what you represent. They're always telling me about you pour something them seat before, you know what I mean? But keep doing the do. All right.
So much enough love, G Cole, every time and anytime.
Much love, much love. I'll see you on Saturday.
Bye.
Blessings. Ladies and gentlemen, Camila joining us. There's a vibe, not true.
Long to see my fans, my friends. Long to see my friends. Long for this thing to be over. Long to see my fans and friends. When we all can come out and everyone say, party time again. Long for this thing to be over. Normal time again. When this whole thing pass and we're done with mass. And money starts spent, friend. Long to see my friend them, my fans.
Gotta big up Coach Joe, Bevelyn, Kiki, Barry, George Prophet.
But no invite me to
Julian, what up?
Go, no, not to no picture show. No give me advance to no big dance. Cause you know me not go. No invite me to no go.
Hi D Lee.
Not to no picture show.
Wagwan Enid. Hope, how are you? Hey Candace.
Got the virus.
Wagwan Gabby.
My fans. Long to see my fans.
Hey Francine.
My fans. Long to see my fans. Long for this thing to be over. Long to see my fans and friends. When we all can come out and everyone say, party time again. Long for this thing to be over. Normal time again. When this whole thing pass and we done with mass. And money start spread. Friend. Long to see my friend, my fans.
There's Angela, the food spot.
Long to
Skyline Levels.
my friends.
Make sure you check out Camila's Kitchen.
My fans. Long to see my friend. Don't invite me to no go, no. Not to no picture show. Don't give me advance to no big dance. Why you know me now go? Don't invite me to no go. Not to no picture show.
Camila's Kitchen right up there in Skyline Levels.
Dance to no big show.
Love the vibes, man. I gotta go check it out.
Grow, my friends. Got to see my friends, my friends.
You know it's on my list.
Lord, I miss my friends. Long for this thing to be over.
This is the legendary Mr. Leroy Sibley's.
Friends and friends. When we all can come out and everyone shout, party time again. Long for this thing to be over. With normal time again. When this whole thing pass and we're done with mass. And money starts spent, my friends. I miss my friends, yeah.
Leroy Heptone Sibley's.
Miss my friends. Miss my fans.
Big and massive watching on YouTube. All those folks in Denmark, Aus, Denmark. Jam Link International, bro. Want to pick up Jay with the Ferna Burner. We got some interesting things coming up right here on Homegrown with G. Cole that I got to tell you all about. But I must first get into this Jayut right here. One of my favorite artists, man. Always bringing the joints, always bringing the fire, always bringing the heat. It's called God's Eye.
God lives, God like, Rastafari. God like, God lives, God like, Rastafari.
Melanated skin on mine. Melanated skin on me. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light while I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Yeah, surely been bad times. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light while I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Me, I should have been a mad guy. Mother down with them can't find out. Bellevue said me need a time out. Already telling me what I know. Out of the struggle, me I climb out. Sky level, get my wings, I'ma fly now. No chat, pan it hard, my thing drive, okay. On my own, I'm grown, me done play. Take off on the runway. What the fuss, I'm a real stardust from clay. I'ma do what I came and I say. Steady aim, who else can I blame? I came to change the whole game. Any switch lane, yeah, I'm come to get fame like a track team. Them I run for vaccine, many get drained. Embarrass and shame. Many men loving up the shackles and chains. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light while I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell it when my dad died. Yeah, surely been bad times. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light.
It's your boys, Blackavelli Sorted from London, UK. Touchdown in Montego Bay, heading to Ocherias, to the curls and turns of Fern Gully, to the green hills of Walker's Hood. One DJ, G. Cole, with a homegrown show. Hey, G. Cole, you smashing it.
God lives, God like, Rastafari. God like, God lives, God like, Rastafari.
Melanated skin on mine. Melanated skin on me. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light while I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Yeah, surely been bad times. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light while I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Me, I should have been a mad guy. Mother down with them can't find no. Bellevue said me need a time out. Already telling me what I know. Out of the struggle, me I climb out. Sky level, get my wings, I'ma fly now. No chat, pan it hard, my thing drive, okay. On my own, I'm grown, me done play. Take off on the runway. What the fuss, I'm a real stardust from clay. I'ma do what I came and I say. Steady aim, who else can I blame? I came to change the whole game. Any switch lane, yeah, I'm come to get fame like a track team. Them I run for vaccine, many get drained, embarrassed and shame. Many men loving up the shackles and chain. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God's eye. While I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell it when my dad died. Yeah, should have been bad times. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light. While I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell it when my dad died. Me, I should have been a mad guy. Enough of them lost and soon gone. Enough of them lost in illusion. Enough of them pass and move on. My pop's been gone here for too long. Damn right, too right, fix two wrongs. Can't mix up with them, leave them aloners. No, we don't see them like Stevie Wonders. God's eye peeping over yonder. Won't be forever, might be for longer. Together we can ride through any storm, bro. Never follow fashion, we lead commander. You know overstand, you're standing under Babylon, them only plan disaster. In the real aftermath, the math comes after. Prison of war, everybody mask up. So unfair, cause you didn't ask us. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light. While I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Yeah, should have been bad times. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light. While I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died.
What up, Hope? Hey, Jarena.
Get the steaming night thermos. Never settle as we never get nervous. Melanated skin is for a purpose. Otherwise known as called the epidermis. Study my anatomy, that's how you learn us. Always a bother me, police search us. Pain and agony, how me birth us. Birth of a king, now I'm living surplus. Never been a clown up in a no circus. This is how it's going down, new world. Scientists, them a build new germs. Be a new policy and new terms. It's a rap when you're trapped in a U-turn. This is how it is in the future. Rather hear lies than the truth tale. Careful, every word is a new spell. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light. While I'm peeping through the God's eye.
Jayut, the Ferner Burner.
There should have been bad times.
It's called God's Eye.
Speaking to the God light.
Big tune.
While I'm peeping through the God's eye.
My tune.
Tell her when my dad died. Me, I should have been a mad guy. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light. While I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Yeah, should have been bad times. Yeah, I'm speaking to the God light. While I'm peeping through the God's eye. Tell her when my dad died. Me, I should have been a mad guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jayut, the Ferner Burner. It's called God's Eye. I told you I got something to tell you all. Here's the deal. And you've seen how we do what we do. I love chopping it up with the OGs, man. Everybody that's got a message, a real message. Sonics is also very important. So, you know, I mean, we got to make the people hear something nice. We've had a lot of your favorite artists pass through and do the live performances, and I dig it. You know what I mean? It's always a good time when the artists pass through and bless y'all up and bless me up with our vibes. You know what I mean? But we got something brand spanking new on the agenda, brand spanking on the plate, coming to you mid-May. Right? We've had a lot of artists come through and we drop the tracks and they perform fire vibes. We've had two artists come through and brought instruments. First one was Anbessa, right? From Armageddon, came through with his violin and guitar and gave you a piece of a vibe. Actually, three at metal. And then the second person we had come through was Hezron. Hezron came through and gave you a piece of the guitar, right? Then Benji Myers came through with the keyboard and with the bass and gave you a nice vibe, nice performance, right? And it just had me thinking, I love acoustic sounds, not just songs that are created acoustic-wise, right? I'm talking about some of your favorite songs stripped down to their acoustic version. So you get the pureness of the song, the pureness of the lyrics, the pureness of the artist, right? Just some strings and some vocals, just some keys and some vocals, maybe some strings and some keys and some vocals, but you ain't getting no more than that. The pureness of the song, the pureness of the message, right? Love acoustic vibes. So I started saying to myself, guess what? We'll bring you some acoustic vibes, right? It's a challenge, but the real ones, the dope ones, they gonna bring it. Barrington Levy, one of my favorite artists, right? Has some of my favorite music out there. And he has an album called Acoustic Allevi, which is pretty much an acoustic version of about 15, 16 of his hits. And when I say fire, I mean fire. You've heard me play it before on here, but when I say it is magic, it is magic. So that's what you're going to get from some of your favorite artists as they come through. Musicians in tow, we're going to set it up right here. Like I said, if you haven't, all right, y'all know Barrington Levy. Imagine this right here. Imagine this right here. Because you remember the original vibe, right? Remember, imagine this right here, right? Imagine this right here. Imagine this right here.
Tell them already, we have to tell them again.
Y'all know that song, right? Y'all know the original. Y'all know the original. So I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But imagine getting the acoustic vibe straight up in here. Straight acoustic. Not the full complement of the band. Just some strings, some keys, and some vocals. Like all this right here. Read this. Imagine.
Yeah.
Jamming, man. Jamming, man.
What a cool and deadly.
Y'all pray this for a sec, all right?
Some call it Spanish Town, but a prison over.
That's it. So what I'm saying is, some of your favorite artists gonna be strolling through. And guess what they're gonna be bringing you? The acoustic versions of those songs. You know me, I can't keep no secrets. I'm tempted to drop some names, but I ain't gonna do it yet, right? I'm not gonna do it yet. But some of your favorite artists gonna be coming through. All right. It's a concert series. The details are to come. I need you to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Homegrown with G. Cole. I need you to go to Instagram and Facebook and follow the page, right? And you'll get all the info there. It's coming. That's the first place it goes because, phones in hand and it's a lot easier. But it's the Homegrown with G. Cole live acoustic series. Live acoustic series. When I say you're gonna love it, I know you're gonna love it. I'm gonna love it, and I know you gonna love it. And guess what? I might be inspired to grab a guitar and give y'all a little something too. You know what I mean? A little something too. You never know. So that's what we got coming up. The Homegrown G Cole live acoustic series. All right, look out for that one. Again, tell your friends to tell their friends because it's gonna be something. I'm already in talks with the artists. So some of your favorite artists, like I said, can't drop the names yet, right? Imagine coming on a Thursday, go home, sit down, get yourself something nice to drink. You know what I mean? Your favorite artist comes in, we chop it up, talk a little something, and then the floor is theirs. And I'm not talking about normally artists come in to give you one song or whatever. It's a show. They're going to give you a set. 4, 5, 6 ones. A set. All right? That's what's going to be going on. So again, tell your friends, tell their friends to join us for that. All right. Again, I'll keep you posted. I'll just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Talk about his music and the future of this music here for a second. I had a conversation recently with a good friend of mine. Good friend of mine. We always talking music, It's wild sometimes, but we always talking music. And over the years, Young Coffee came out. Coffee came out and doing her thing, and people always say, well, she have a vibe and she have a little pop vibe. And, but when the performance time come, and I remember when 1 or 2 times she's been on those stages in Jamaica and, fresh and green, and she come in and, not giving it to them like they want. But of course, everybody, we judge. People judge and people say, well, she not have it like that or whatever. Or music is this or the music is that or whatever. So she just dropped her next album. You know what I mean? She's been touring, doing her thing. She just dropped her debut album, actually, called Gifted, right? My favorite song on that is a song called Lonely, right? But Coffee do her thing. And here's the thing. We talk about the album sales and albums coming out and slow grind. And I was telling my brethren, say, I think it's a slow grind, you know what I mean? She's doing her thing in her core market regions, but it's a slow grind, as for every genre, sales are not the same for music right now. But nonetheless, reggae struggles more. But she's a slow grind, slow burn. She's doing her thing. But here's the thing. A lot of times, music will send you to the show. You listen to the music and it's like, okay, I need to go see this artist. And depending on what goes on at the show, that show is going to send you to the store, to the record store. Young Coffee came to Miami, and boy, did she put on a show. Vocals are up there. She's got that. She's there. She did that, right? Came out with a band, not a big band, 4-piece band. You know, the concerns always when people ask me about Coffee, I'm like, well, I know she has that staccato kind of, that staggered delivery in a lot of her songs. Will she be able to deliver that on stage? Well, let me tell you something. Yes, she is. Yes, she can. Right? Yes, she is. Yes, she can. Right? And as when I heard the album Gifted when it came out, my thought was, wow, I think she created this album with the stage in mind, with the live aspect of it, so she can deliver it on stage. And you can see the growth. You know what I mean? People grow, and their subject matter and their content will grow. You know, and it is growing for her, but she still maintains that vibe, that energy, the essence, the swag of Coffee. Now I'm tell you this: kid's a star. The kid's a star. I don't care what you say. The kid's a star, right? Everybody dialed in, zoned in. She connected with everyone from the elders, because I saw people up in there that were grandmas. And then there was the mommies. And then there's the other generation. And then there's you know what I'm saying? Clean show. You can take your kid, clean show. But when I say energy from start to finish, Coffee, you did the damn thing. The girl is a star. Bonafide. All right. All those people that went out there and saw, you know what I mean? You could testify, send some clips in or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But Young Coffee is here. And when I see artists do stuff and perform and do the way she does, I'm optimistic. I feel great about the future of this music, this reggae music here, and our culture, dance, whatever you want to call it. Because here's the thing. There are a couple of others, and I won't drop names because even though it's not meant to be, I don't want it to be interpreted or misinterpreted as anything negative. But there are other people right now who are straight fire artists. Yeah, you can't question anything. Fire artists, right? But there's a lot of artists out there whose performances, whose music, whose presence on stage, whose delivery are obviously geared toward a Jamaican audience. And when I say Jamaican audience, I don't mean the diaspora, I don't mean outside, I mean in Jamaica. You know, 500,000 pull-ups, talking through all the songs. You know what I mean? An over influx of energy to the point where you can't perform the songs, and you know, giving you a minute out of a song and stuff like those. That's geared toward the Jamaican audience. I call it a sting performance. You know what I mean? The kid is putting on a concert type of performance. Coffee is doing her thing, right? Not much talking going on, except when she's introducing the fact that this is from my new project, or she, you know, I mean, engage our audience a little bit. But here's the deal: if the song's 5 minutes, you're getting 5 minutes of her singing that song, right? In fine style, quality vocals up there. You understand? Coffee, star, love it, star. I feel like that's our representation. If we're gonna package something and say to the world, say, you know, something reggae music, dancehall music, what we do is great, and it can fit on any stage, anytime, anywhere in the world. And we need an ambassador for that. Y'all better call Young Coffee. She got it. You understand? She got it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, today, I pay my money to go see Coffee again over majority of our OGs and our biggest names right now in our reggae and dancehall. Right now, if Coffee is playing down Nessa and some of our biggest names are playing Nessa, don't get me wrong, Coffee is one of our biggest names, but I'm just saying there's a reason why she's the Grammy Award winning Coffee. You know? All right. There's a reason why the kid is who she is. Right. But I realize there's some non-believers out there. You best believe bona fide star. I predict the album sales and the streams are going to go up because, again, remember the process. You know? Remember the process. All right. Generally speaking, the days of old, which is not too long ago, artist has an album coming out, they drop a single or two, get some momentum, tour off of that single to get the crowd and the audience and the market ready to go support the album. And then they drop the album, right? And then after they drop the album and people go get it, then now they go on tour again because they need people to keep on getting it. And those who haven't already gotten it to go get it now, right? That's the formula. COVID was around, so probably that's the reason she wasn't able to do that. But I'll tell you this, the impact she had on that crowd, I guarantee you some streams went up last night. I guarantee you some sales went up last night. All right. And I'm going to tell you this. She keeps doing that stop after stop after stop. You're going to see. But it's not just the fact that she's on tour to support her project. It's the show that she brings. It's a quality show, right? Everybody from the rowdy crowd that's right in front of her that wants to be right up on stage to the people sitting back in the chair. You can sit down and enjoy her show. And she is we have a tendency as Jamaican artists, we call ourselves forward artists. If we're performing and we're not here to forward and we start getting disheartened, then you can see it in the artist's performance. And then the artist start turning and I engage the band until the band said right? And all kinds of stuff. The young lady performed her songs, start to finish. At the end of every song, round of applause, right? So I always feel like the real people, the real stars, the real musicians can go play in a seated arena. Some people are scared of a seated arena because when you're in a seated venue, a lot of people are sitting down. And a lot of times people want to sit down and enjoy it. And when they feel like getting up, they get up. But the average artist, they start panicking because they feel like, oh man, I'm not getting the engagement. I'm not engaging my people. They're not feeling it. Nah, the kid is a star. All right. So I'm going to say this, because I've seen many shows, and I'm not grading a coffee in the same vein as I'm grading Barris or whatever the case may be, because it's night and day and it's different things and different times, different places, different audiences, different markets. But you want to know how great the young lady, and I keep saying the kid just because I say the kid, no disrespect. She's a young woman, but I say the kid for this reason, because I'm talking about the future. And I want y'all to know that the future matter. So I keep on saying the kid because I'm focusing on the youth part of it to let you know, say, yo, she's not that tenured in the biz. Kid's a star. Kid's a star. So if I'm a grade right about now, and remember, as a 4-piece band, can you imagine if she came through and had a 7-piece and some background singers and whatever the case may be, our harmonies were triggered and everything was still flying dope and she's doing her thing, energy up. She started the show on energy up and she ended the show energy up. But you could hear everything crystal clear. And any one of your songs that was your favorite song, you were able to rock out for it for as long as, 5 minutes worth of song. No one maga pull up, then dash with that. Nah. Right? I'm talking about, there's a reason why Shaggy is Shaggy. There's a reason why Sean Paul is Sean Paul. And there's a reason why there's others. Still fire, still dope, still doing their thing. But there's a reason why there's Sean Paul. There's a reason why there's Shaggy. And there's a reason why there's others. Right? I'm dropping this one out here. Enid, you know the tingo. I'm dropping this one out there. Young Coffee, she got next. She got next. There were a couple of artists that come out, and I love them. Came out a little bit before Coffee, and still have a buzz doing their thing. Dope performers and whatever the case may be. But I see the difference. It's that Usain Bolt thing when they're on the track, and you say, boy, them people are faster. But that dude right at the front there, you see the difference because you see a couple of seconds between him and the others, right? Coffee going places where a lot of the colleagues ain't gonna be able to go, right? And there's no indictment. Everybody's doing their thing, but the young lady is a star. I already was streaming her album because I streamed a lot of stuff. But you don't know I bought that one, right? And that's an album. Whenever good music comes out and it's delivered a certain way, my thing is that's supposed to be on vinyl. So somebody let me know, is it already on vinyl? Because if it's already on vinyl, I got to go order it. If it ain't on vinyl yet, as soon as it hits vinyl, I will order it because I want that on vinyl. Young Coffee is a star. Don't get it twisted for a minute. Young Coffee is a star. Right? So very seldom we grade the things and, but I'm going to throw this out there. Grading Coffee's show, Coffee's performance, the whole nine, vocals and everything. And I'm especially grading it from the vantage point of years ago when we saw her come in the biz a couple years ago. So it wasn't because it wasn't that long ago. People were like, including myself, is like, okay, well, the way how her songs are recorded and stuff like that, can she perform that on stage? And we heard her once or twice, and our concerns were kind of merited. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. She's growing into her thing. She's doing her thing. She's putting in that work. Seasoned with our band, comfortable on stage, humble, still humble. You can still humble. Just to hear her talk, you hear the humility in her voice. But when she kicks off and she start doing her tune, them ain't nothing better. All right. So if I'm grading Coffee, guess what I'm gonna give her? I'm gonna give her an A. I kid you not. Coffee, you get an A from G Core. And from my wife too. Right? And a bunch of other folks. Right? A lot of artists can perform in a club. A lot of people can perform in a dance. Some people can perform in a predominantly Jamaican arena. Right? But she could perform in theaters. She have a theater type show. Just her, it's just, and I'm not saying that she brought out the theatrics and is a whole bunch of backgrounds and all kinds of stuff going on like Sade and them. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the way she delivers her music. You came to hear music, she brought you music. The show ain't even that long. It was about an hour and 10 minutes. Most times, if your favorite artist comes to town and give you an hour and 10 minutes, you kind of screw. Right? But she gave an hour and 10 minutes. Everybody walked out smiling. Well earned, well deserved, money's worth. A 1, 10, 15 minutes. Coffee, star. I'm gonna get that A right now. And the only reason I can't get that A plus is because I'm leaving you some room. You know what I mean? There's always got to be a room. Always got to be a room. But Young Coffee, star. Remember, I told you, Young Coffee, star. I'm gonna figure out. I gotta figure out how I gotta get a conversation with Coffee. I'm gonna have to talk to Coffee because I'd love to sit down and talk with her because as young as she is, I think a lot of people in the business in the industry, artists, her peers, and a lot older, could learn a lot. You know what I mean? Somewhat. Put it this way. I'll be honest with you. We listen to a lot of music, and when we go to the show, we enjoy the show and we have a good time. But it's not really the music and the artists on stage that solely contributed to us enjoying the show, right? You go certain venues, you're with your friends, so your energy's right. This is Jamaica. You get Jerk Man, the Con Man, the Soup Man, the Weed Man, everybody's there. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that make the event the event. It's not solely just based on that artist. But if you took that artist and put them in an auditorium, in a theater, where it's just them, no distractions, and you're sitting down to watch them, you will never get the same feeling. Because the truth is, it wasn't just the artist that gave you the experience that you got in most of these other venues and events. So I say some artists can give a show in different places and whatever the case may be because, they have the aid of everything else around them. Coffee is a concert artist. Don't get me wrong. Manasa, she can't go up on the Jamaican stages to rip it, but she will give you the concert. And here's the thing. A lot of the artists who have created one little lane for themselves, again, I hate calling names, but I'm gonna drop on names just for example. Is it the people who love them some Skilly Bang and enjoyed like that performance in London? I was watching in the UK, I was watching some images from that. I'm having fan base and they're doing their thing. And then we have the coffee show going on over here. Here's what I'll say about the two. A lot of times as artists, we have to be careful we alienate the market because you see, the people who are at the coffee show aren't necessarily going to go to a show like that. But the people over there will come to the coffee show too. So you want to be that artist, that musician, that band, that entity that attracts them all. And I'm not saying, hey, if you decide that your music is above a certain age group, it is what it is. But I'm not talking about the content from a derogatory or language perspective. I'm just talking about overall the delivery of the show, right? Because a lot of those people who were in at a coffee show, they survive in the same market as the Skilly Bangs of our time and other, of our top dancehall people. Right? But a lot of them also aren't over there. A lot of those folks, when they walk out, they're never going to go over there. But a lot of the people from over there said did come to the coffee show. And I'm just saying, artists, musicians, bands, whatever the case may be, do what you can do to get the whole market. The whole market. I'll use this one word. Why you should focus on getting the whole market, all the eyes, all the ears, from the diaspora, from the non-diaspora, from every corner of the globe, from anybody who consumes the music. You know why? One word. Soldier. Soldier. They got the markets. They got the numbers. The reason why we can't really develop the numbers like that, forget the eyes on it, is because we don't deliver a show worthy of the eyes, the ears, the numbers of everybody. It's just for a small percentage. So if we want to be able to speak on it and say, yeah, we're doing this and we're back on the ground, you know what I mean? Deliver shows like those. Right? The other people also who deliver shows that, because like I was telling my wife when we were coming home, I've gone to many shows and enjoyed the shows. But there's not very many shows that I'll go to the show and on my way home from the show, I know I'm downloading songs. Or when I leave the show, I know that I need to go to the record store and get the fine. Very few. Very few. And I've been to shows from major acts. Right? Coffee is one of them. Young Coffee is one of them. After leaving that show, and again, believe it or not, the way I'm talking it, you think it's something grandiose and over the top and a bunch of lights and pyrotechnics and background stuff and theatrics going on there, and background changes and da and LED walls behind us. None of that. 4-piece band, Young Coffee in Miami. The kids got it. Kid's a star. Remember, I told you that. All right. There's some things coming up. Again, Saturday coming up is Rhythms of Africa. Phenomenal. It's going to be. I'll tell you a little bit about it right here.
Embrace Music Foundation and the City of Miramar Mayor Wayne Messam present Rhythms of Africa, the pulsating spectacular, showcasing a kaleidoscope of Afro-Caribbean rhythms with special guest appearances by Marcia Griffiths and Gramps Morgan, under the direction of former third world drummer and Grammy-nominated ambassador Willie Stewart, with patronage from Jamaica Council General Oliver Mayer. Rhythms of Africa, Saturday, April 30th at the Miramar Regional Park Amphitheater. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, kid's a star. Kid's a star. All right, the kid's a star. How many people are in the South Florida area and want to go check out Rhythms of Africa tomorrow? Because I got 2 tickets, all right? I'm going to tell you in a minute how you can get those tickets, all right? When you get off of here, I'm going to tell you how to get the tickets. But again, for all those people who ever doubted, ever questioned, ever, I'm telling you right now, your questions, Young Coffee is a star. Young Coffee is a star. All right. Again, big up everybody. I want to thank y'all so much for rocking out with me. I got to roll up out of here, man. Thank you so much, everybody on Radio Land. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Remember to subscribe to the Homegrown G Cole YouTube channel. Hit me up on Instagram, also at my G Cole, Facebook at my G Cole. And again, remember, listen out for the Homegrown with G Cole live acoustic series that's coming your way. All right. What am I call it? It's the live Homegrown G Cole live acoustic series. All right. So it's coming soon. Very soon. Coming, right? Things being rearranged. Bring them right here. You know, as always, I make a concerted effort to make sure we're getting you the sound that represents the artist the best. All right. And let me just drop this right now, because I know many people will say, hey, blah, 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 can I hop? It's not just the free-for-all situation. I'm just dropping it out there. All right. We're going to bring you the best. And there's lots of people's doing their thing. There's lots of artists. Everybody's got a, you know what I mean, trying to do their thing or whatever the case may be. But it is the acoustic concert series. We gonna bring you the best. Now, sometimes people say, "Hey, G, I always see the big stardom come true." No, you've seen some Soul Flow's best come through also, and you'll probably see some of them come through in the concert series. All right, so it's not just the big name them come true. No, but I think that if you're not Christopher Martin, if it's not Romeo and Virgo, if I'm not Hezron, if you know what I mean, if I'm not singing melody, if it's not one of them, if it's not Bugle, you know what I'm saying? If it's not Jamali, if it's not Shaggy, if it's not, it ain't gonna happen. No, there's some dope folks that will clock it, right? I just don't want to drop no names, right? Artists, work on your thing. Go strip down them songs, get the acoustic version of it. All right. Most artists that perform with a live band, you have your musicians so you can work on that. If you don't have musicians and you want to get on and the stuff is dope, let me know. There are musicians. I'll just point you in their directions. You'll make the arrangements with the musicians. But when I'm saying it's going to be fire, I'm saying it is going to be fire. All right? Fire. Not going into any more details, but I know you're going to love it. I'm going to love it too. All right? Trust me. And I'm going to say, trust me. I got to get up out of here. I want to thank everybody for rocking from near and far, man. My Deltona, Deland, Massive, everybody. Again, I want to thank my guest today, Ms Kamila McDonald. Dope. All right? Author, creator, and health and fitness ambassador. She's going to be at Rhythms of Africa on Saturday. Come true. Check out our energy. Dope. When I said dope, I mean dope. You're going to dig it. You are going to dig it. All right? Trust me, you will.
Say, whoa, na. Whoa. Those delicate vibes in a star. I'm hooked on this thing called reggae music. Whoa. Have been for a very long time. Since the very first time I used it. Whoa. It's taken over my mind. Ain't a single thing that I can say. And ain't nothing else I can do. Said, whoa, I know you're loving this feeling. Whoa, and I'm really loving it too. The Almighty sent me this blessing. Whoa, it's really helping me live. Say, who am I to be missing? Yes, with this feeling reggae can give. I'm hooked on this thing called reggae music. Whoa, have been for a very long time. Since the very first time I used it. It's taking over my mind. How many times have I told you? Things ain't really that bad. Don't buy the things that they sold you. Cause that's what's making you sad. And every little bit of my heart, and every single piece of my soul, and everything that's within me. Said this reggae's taking control. Nah. Hooked on this thing called reggae music. Whoa. Have been for a very long time. Since the very first time I used it. Whoa. It's taking over my mind. Say it one more time. Nobody knows the struggles we've been through. Yeah. Without this music, I don't know what I would do. Oh. Said I moved on this thing called reggae music. Whoa. feeling for a very long.
It's yours truly, G. Cole.
Say yes,
It's called this thing called reggae music.
the very first time I use it.
I'm seriously hooked on it, man.
It's taking over my
I had to do this one for you.
reggae music in my.
Again, remember Rhythms of Africa on Saturday. You don't want to miss it.
When it hits you feeling.
Go to Ticketmaster and get them tickets, all right?
I'm saying nah, nah, nah.
You don't want to get there and be told that I'm sold out.
My life.
Happened last time.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It did.
Calling, calling, calling.
It's Beresford Hammond.
Wonder, is there anyone out there who feels the same as me? Hardly wanna eat, very little sleep. That's no good for me. Now what can I do? I'm out in the blue and way out of.
It's called All Love.
Oh, I tried some dating. Don't even ask about it, no. I can't give it rating, cause you're ever present in my mind. And it happens every time, though I sound a little crazy, yeah, hey, hey, hey. And every boy, la 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 la, yes. I read. Gotta lift my voice and
I gotta go, everybody. Gotta run, man.
go sing it loud. In the morning I say my prayer, thank you Father for another day. Let me clear it right away. I'm alive, yes. I'm alive. My money in the bank, oh no rent. Here I am, still give thanks. Ask me how, I don't know, I ain't no bro. But I'm alive, yeah. I'm alive. I see the sun and I see the rain. Yes, I feel joy in my Father's name. A tear might fall every now and then. I still give thanks to the full extent. Yes, now up in the morning I say my prayer. Thank you Father for another day. Let me clear it right away. I'm alive, yes. I'm alive, man. In the back of no rank, but here I am. Still give thanks. Ask me how, I don't know. I ain't no pro, but I'm alive, yes. I can walk without.
Told you I was gonna drop something from Kes Namdi before we get out of here. The album is Skyline Levels Volume 1. Camila's little brother. Bad. Featuring Chronics on this one. Victory.
Victory. When you're winning, it's a sweet story. And when you're not, then the war is bitter. You're quick to call me a sinner. Only judge I know my history.
Yes, man.
You have to give the king glory.
Uh-huh.
Like a tree planted by the river. I smile with the sun. Can't keep it down.
Pleasure, Barry, pleasure.
Sleepless nights under pressure, got a lot on my mind. But will life be without all the struggles of mine? Can't sleep, summer steam trees for peace of mind. I can't sleep, but these sweet dreams do ease my mind. I say, what success without a little success?
What is it?
Every downfall, yes, you have to have.
I'm telling you. It's all about the victory, man.
Victory. When you're winning, it's
Big tune. Big tune. Gotta go. Another tune I love from that album is this tune right here. It's called So Right. Ladies, I'ma roll out with it.
Don't have to try to love you. All when we try to fight it, this heart still wants you. Easy like a Sunday morning. Don't have to try.
Nakikinika sa música, Homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.